Hi all. I'm just going to go through a quick recap of today's lesson. I think in the recording there were some issues, so I'm just going to make this short and crispy, okay? So let's start it with the shading techniques that we have learned in this lesson. Let's go with hatching first. In hatching, you're going to do like the slant lines, and you don't need to lift your pencil up. So it's a continuation and a repetition of the same slant lines. Alright? And then the next one is back and forth shading. In back and forth shading, what you're going to do is you're going to do the similar pattern but without lifting your pencil. So if you can, I'm gonna do it like this. If you see, I'm not lifting the pencil, but I can make slanty lines like this. Alright, and the next step would be to do cross hatching. In cross hatching, we are going to implement, the first step is to do hatching like the slant lines. You can lift your pencil up. After that, you're going to connect it like this. It's like diagonal way. This is how cross hatching looks. After that, we are going to do scrumbling, which is nothing but like a circular motion, circular shape of diagrams. If you observe here, I'm not lifting up the pencil, I'm just making the pattern in this order. The next one is smudging with finger. In this step, I'm just going to draw a small rectangle so that it's easier. We need to start with dark. So this side, it should be dark shade. And from here, it should be light shade. Alright. So I'll just write here dark and light. In middle, it should be medium. So here, you can keep the pencil in 90 degrees. So if you can see, I have done some dark shading till here, and then slowly you can lift the pencil like this. You can hold the pencil in the middle so that you won't have much of an impression on the paper, but still you can do shading with a much lighter shade. Slowly I'm making it as a lighter shade. Alright, so here this side you can do it a little darker. Yep. So now you can use any of your fingers, or if you have a blender, like a pencil shading blender, you can use this. What I'm doing is I'm blending all the lines that's been created. For this shading, when you're starting with the lines, you can start with the back and forth shading, or you can do hatching, whichever is easier for you. Slowly you can blend it. You can blend it across the box and see the difference. If you see, this is much darker than this side. Alright. The next one is to draw a circle. You can just draw this circle by freehand, or if you want any shapes objects, you can use anything like bangles or any circle objects. Okay. Now I'm gonna slightly draw this to make it look like a moon. So this part looks more like a moon. இது நீங்க லைட்டா வரைஞ்சிக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா it'll be easier for you to blend it later on. இப்போ என்ன பண்றீங்கன்னா இங்க கொஞ்சம் dark shade வரணும். So இந்த இடத்துல மட்டும் you can use 90-degree technique. 90 degreeல வச்சிட்டு make sure that the outline is darker. இந்த சைடு டார்க் பண்ணிட்டு give your impression. இவ்வளோ தூரம் வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் then you can make sure this part is lighter. இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா I'm holding it in the middle of the pencil so that அவ்வளோ இம்ப்ரெஷன் வராது அதில். எப்படி ட்ரா பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் what you can do, use your finger or blender like this and you can blend it through. எப்படி blend பண்ணிட்டு ஃபுல்லாக blend பண்ணும். ஃபுல்லாக blend பண்ணாதான் you'll be able to see the full picture of it. இந்த இடத்துல கொஞ்சம் இம்ப்ரெஷன் நிறைய போனதுனால I'm rubbing it out and making sure it is evenly blended. Okay, இப்போ இதோட we are going to draw the shadow of the object. You can use like the back and forth shading for this, or if you want you can use a scrambling technique for this. Okay, another in both of these we are using the smudging with finger technique. இது ரெண்டுதுலயுமே we are நம்ம வந்து smudging with finger யூஸ் பண்றோம் technique. இது பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் use either your finger or a blender like this. Okay, இது blend பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் you'll be able to see the object of it. இது ரொம்ப டார்க்கா இருக்கு அப்படின்னா we can slightly erase this up and shade it again. Okay, and this is what we learned in the first class. Hope this helps everyone. Thank you for listening.